Where are we at, Mr. Piano Man? Thank you. And now I can turn my television volume down just a little bit more so I don't have to worry about reverb anymore. Just wanted to see if that gag was actually going to work, if I'm honest with everybody. Because we do that around here. We actually do that and not just say shit for the sake of saying it, like I mentioned in... Oh, what level was it? Fuck, I don't know, but let's go for a dive. And hit the surface. For this particular level, I'm expecting a couple of glitches in. The last time I played this level... Well, you know what, we'll talk about it when it happens. It's a good conversation piece. Ian, is there anything under the water that I need? I want to say there's a med pack down there, but evidently not. Yeah, if there is, we'll find it later on, because we're going to be coming back to this area. You bet your ass. But there is a med pack there. I enjoy this level. This is always interesting to play, to say the least. But it's also fun. And artifact hunting is sometimes a pain in the ass in this level, because we've got, how many? Got 4 of them to go after. And they're not in the best accessible spots. Like, they're not easy to get to. In fact, they're all pretty much a pain in the ass, except for one, if I'm remembering correctly. But that just makes it more satisfying whenever you finally get there. You know, and pick it up. And get that secret chime. That sweet, sweet sound. That kind of sound that lets you know you're home after you've been away for days and weeks. Alright, you see the shadow on the ground? That's fucking cool. And if you've never played this game before, there's actually a reason for that, which we'll see here in a couple of minutes. If everything goes according to plan, which I'm not expecting it to. I'm expecting this particular region to be quite the pain in the ass, because we've got a long ways up to go, and it's a very interesting path to get there. Oh, I thought I was going to miss that one. I literally, did you hear me suck in my breath? Yeah, I didn't think I was going to make that. Alright, so let's go for the first artifact, straight off the bat. We're going to pull this switch, and then we've got to do some pretty fast platforming. And again, if you've never played this game before, that will make sense here in a moment. Well, hopefully here in a moment. Alright, here we go. Oh, god damn it. Come on, Lara. This is another timed element, which again, I'm not really a fan of. I'm not a fan of anything timed. You know, it's just... Oh my goodness, come on, Lara. I can appreciate the challenge of a good timed sequence, but it's not a challenge I really enjoy. But if we get good, then maybe it'll be more enjoyable, because god damn, that was terrible. This is not gonna work, I can tell already. We're fucked. Yep, I hesitated too long right there as well. Son of a bitch. We're not gonna make it, but we're gonna try. We'll see how this section right here goes for me. Out of all the wall running segments in the game, this is one of my least favorites. Not the least favorite. That is... Oh! God damn. Here we go. Yeah, that first attempt was doomed from the start. Well, I knew that wasn't going to work out, but let's do shit differently this time. There we go, proper number of rolls. We'll call that first attempt the practice run. Alright, so far so good. There we are. I fucking hate going for this artifact. Yeah, I really do. There's another one that's in a pretty bad spot as well. I mean, I already mentioned that they're all in pretty pain-in-the-ass areas to get to except for one. I'm going to go ahead and change that from except for 1 to except for 2. Because there are 2 easy ones to get to that I spaced off one of them a moment ago when I was saying that. The very last one is slightly easier than this, but it's still a pain in the ass to get to. Oh, what the fuck? Well, I wasn't expecting that to happen. What'd she even get her foot caught up on? She was well over that crack, was she not? I'm gonna have to rewatch that footage and see what the fuck happened exactly. Oh! Oh my goodness, look at that! Hang 10. Oh, and then all of a sudden a violent slam? And that was not the glitch that I was talking about in the beginning of the episode. That's an entirely new one. I've never seen that one before. That's pretty strange. I was kind of hoping there, since it was hovering us just above the ground, that it would set us down gently, but no, that shit was fast. Damn. I don't think I'll ever forget that one, though, for sure. Shit. Oh, that's good stuff. Always something new in Tomb Raider. Okay, now we're up here. We're looking good. Oh my god, I actually caught that. I was fully expecting to not make that, given the nature of the last 2 attempts, and especially the last one before this one. Okay, so let's not get caught up, on the imaginary thing, and we did. I'd really like to know what that was that freaked her out there. Did she see a mouse? Or was there a snake up there? I know she doesn't like snakes because I remember playing Tomb Raider 3 and how she dealt with them in that game. And there's your reason for the shadow of the arrow that I was talking about in the beginning. And I think we have made it, because there it is. Sweetness. We got it. And there's Mr. Shiny. And a checkpoint for good measure. Thank you very much. I will take that. Although at this point, and I'll probably jinx myself, I think it's a little bit tricky to die in between here and the final destination, which is right there. Okay. Oh, I knew he was there. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Before we go the right way, let's see if there's anything down here we can pick up. Oh, wait, yep, there is. Sweetness. Now, I don't like all the timed elements to the game. I'm, not a fan of those just in nature. But one thing I am a fan of regarding timed elements is these little bastards right here. I love the fact that you've got to be quick swinging off of those and jumping up that. Otherwise, you just automatically fail. I think that's a pretty clever... I don't know if you'd call it an environmental hazard, because I think these are probably a bigger environmental hazard, or at least a damn good example of them. Holy shit, almost walked right into that one. Son of a bitch. Come on, Winter. Get good. But yeah, I do get a kick out of those little particular... What are they, banner poles? Flag poles? Fuck, I don't know. If those things are flag poles, I would not want to be the guy that had to hang a banner or a flag off of them. That would not be a good job. Because, you gotta take those things down every single night. In fact, I think that's actually a law here in the U.S. I'm not sure, but I think I remember hearing that from my grandfather. I mean, I don't have a flagpole. I live in an apartment building, so I'm not privy to such decorations as those. We got a patio table and a smoking area. That's about as fancy as we get around here, but that's all I personally need. Anyways, my grandfather had a flagpole, and I would like to say, if I remember correctly, I asked him once why he would take the flag down every single night and then raise it back up first thing in the morning. I asked him, why don't you just leave it there all night? And I think he said it was an actual law that you had to take those things down. But I could be wrong on that. Again, I don't have a flagpole, and I've never really looked into it because, honestly, oh my goodness, before just a little bit ago, I'd never really thought about it. I mean, it makes sense, you don't want to be disrespecting your flag, or anybody's flag for that matter. Oh, that's cool. I like that. And see, this is some of the stuff that, when you think about ancient Egypt and things like King Tut's tombs. Yeah, I said that right the first time. I don't know why I stumbled there for a moment. You want to see this kind of stuff in ancient Egypt, because it was just such a fascinating culture, and they did so much in terms of their building and their architecture and whatnot, as well as being very, very smart, knowing about things that took us modern, quote-unquote, more advanced ways of thinking, I suppose, or methods of thinking. They knew about shit before we did. So, obviously they're going to know about a lot of stuff before we did because they were around before us, but things like, mainly to do with planet alignment and things like that. They had that shit figured out a long time, some of those things, before we did. Unless I'm just misinformed, which is possible. But this is the kind of stuff you want to be there just because it helps romanticize ancient Egypt even more. And it also makes sense that they would have some of this stuff given the fact that their architecture was so unique and so advanced, But maybe that's just me. And if it is, that's perfectly fine. I hate this part. Oh, god damn it. And that's why. Okay, let's not do that again. And... hey, look at that. I managed to avoid the blade. Normally, I'll take damage from one of those blades on that little trip. Oh my goodness, I got it on the first go. Oh, and right up there. Look at that shit. That was cool. That doesn't happen for me very often. Yeah, I'm fucking horrible at that backwards jumping for some reason. And like I said earlier and just showed, it always happens when I don't want it to happen, and then it doesn't happen when I do want it to happen. It either works out for me or it doesn't, and most of the times it really doesn't. And it's not that complex either, so I don't know what the fuck my deal is with it. It's very strange. Sometimes I get hung up on games and have problems with the simplest things, and then some of the more complex things I'm able to do fairly easily. Or at least I would like to think that, I'm doing them fairly easily. And I'm not just talking about Tomb Raider or this particular playthrough. No, I just mean in general. There's always something that, it's like, what? Did that really fucking happen? But, whatever. What can I do about it? It's done and over with. And here's the... I'm gonna go ahead and call this the second easiest artifact to get to out of this level. And a med pack to boot. It's a pretty worthy trip to go that way. And... straight down. Sweetness. Now let's get the fuck out of here before something else stupid happens and I've got to do the whole thing over again. No, we've hit checkpoints, so we're good. Now these here, this is fucking fascinating to me, and I'll tell you why. Actually, I'll show you why. And that's not why, but... So what's interesting to me about sections like this... Okay, that worked out. You know what? We'll wait till we get to the other side. That way we don't have to hear that sound as much. So sections like this, you know, normally, whenever Lara gets crushed or takes a long fall to her death, there's a sound effect for it, right? She falls, she screams for a few seconds, and then thud, she hits the ground, right? Well, these fucking pits, man, they don't fuck around with these things. You fall down these things, and it's just instant, you know? Fucking nothing. It's almost as if the game is saying,
"No, that's not right. Run back to the start and try again."
Or something to that extent. Very strange. And it's only in these particular pits. Oh my goodness, I'm not doing good at this part at all. Shit. But that's not just the only pit like that in this level. Oh, damn it. Rolled too soon and didn't recover from it proper. Oh, look at that. I wasn't speaking there because I just knew I was going to fuck that up again, but that worked out pretty sweet. I'm happy with that. Yeah, the big offender of those bottomless pits that just don't fuck around with the death sound of any kind is coming up here in a moment. And I'll actually have to rewatch the footage because I may have spoke too soon about that particular bottomless pit lack of death sound effect. But it's always funny to me how, you know, the game gives you all these animations and all these sound effects and shit like that. And those pits just automatically go to black. Automatically go back to the loading screen. Okay. So, I don't know if you saw that guy moving or not. We got 3 of them down there. Let's see if we can take at least one of them out from up here. And I see the gray reticle bouncing around, so we must have got one. They're probably too close to the column, though. No, I got one. Can't tell how many... Okay, so it looks like we got 2 to deal with. That's acceptable. We can deal with that. Much easier than the 3. And... let me see if I can... Oh, shit. Alright. Change of plans. There we go. Well, it's not what I was wanting to do. I was wanting to grapple onto that spot and then get over here. Of course, the bad thing about being up here is they might throw a fireball at me, and given that I can't see them, I won't know it's coming until it hits me. There's the easiest artifact to get to, by the way. Let's deal with this guy the old-fashioned way. Or not. Okay. Shit, that'll work. I could have swore there were still 2 left, but evidently I was wrong on that. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go for Mr. Artifact while it's on my mind. And then we'll come back to that area and continue progressing through the level. But pretty simple. Just a matter of scrounging around the wall. There we go. Shiny for my lady. Lara Croft, who likes the shiny things to put on a shelf and act as a nightlight when she's got to use the restroom in the middle of the night. Oh, damn it. I was almost there. Yeah, so here's the bottomless pit that I probably should have used an example of. This is very fucking clever, by the way, because not only do you have the bottomless pit and the timing, but you've also got to keep your balance and time your jump at the end there, and yeah, there's your example. Shit. Whoops. Damn it, Lara. Oh no. One of the worst time trials out of the whole game for me, personally. By the way. Probably the worst, actually. Oh, god damn it. Jump. Jump. Oh, there we go. We made it. Yeah, the blades is a good environmental hazard. I think it's a cool idea. Definitely Indiana Jones-ish, which is not a stretch for a Tomb Raider at all, now is it? You know, because I mean, female Indiana Jones, even back in '96 she was being called that. Not so much anymore, perhaps, but back then, yeah. Oh! Oh, we got this. We got this. We're getting out of here. Yes. In one piece. Maybe. Oh, shit. Look at that. We're hurt. Now, let's go for the last artifact of the level. This one can typically take me a couple of tries to get as well, though it's not as bad as the first one, but it's definitely a pain in the ass to get to. And there's a couple different ways to get to the area in which you need to get it. This is the alternate route. In fact, the whole room, the way that we kind of came down, I'm not sure if it's the intended path or not, but it's definitely one that had to be on the developers' minds whenever they designed it. But we'll get into that as we finish the level. Alright, so we've got to swing backwards or jump backwards here. And I'm not up high enough. See, this is what's tricky for me, is gauging the height and figuring out where you're supposed to be. I think this might be it. Yes. Sweet. First try. Fuck yeah. Nicely done, Winter. Nicely done. Ha ha ha. There we are. Collected. No, that's not what I want to do at all. We'll skip that. I was going to go back the way we came and get that med pack, but I think we'll just wall run over to that. Probably be a little bit safer, given my luck in this level so far. Now, an interesting thing about this level is when we came up that little hallway there was no enemy present, right? But if we go the way we were intended to, I think, we would be coming up this way, and then as we would go down this hallway... Yep, you heard him, and you see him. Oh, but he ain't getting us. Only spawns whenever you come around that way. It's kind of interesting. A little bit strange, maybe, but interesting. And I think I just screwed us by coming this way. Son of a bitch. How can we do this? I'm not going to make it from right there. Probably not going to make it from right here either. Nope. Where are we starting back at? Damn, that's a long way down. Oh well, it's pretty easy to get back up there. Because all we gotta do is hit that grapple point right there that I was trying to get when we first came into this room. And there we are. Now we can get the fuck out of here. And now I can show off Cannon show off? Cannon show off. How did I come up with that one? Now I can show off the intended route. So as I said, we were supposed to end up over there, and we got there by jumping back on this, which unleashes. Oh, there's so many of them. It's a blade lover's paradise. And those fucking things, man, it's really fucking cool to try and avoid them. And entirely possible. You can go through the whole room and go around, you know, that little way down there and come out that hallway there, and then make your way down and over. It's entirely possible. It's actually not that difficult. It can just be problematic sometimes. And depending on your patience level, a little bit frustrating, depending on how many times you gotta do it. But needless to say, I think it's a cool fucking idea for an environmental hazard in a room like this. I'm a big fan of it, at least. I thought it was cool as shit the first time I saw it. Just like in the fire room in the Midas Palace, oh, that's not good. Now then, just like in the Midas Palace, in the fire room, whenever you first stand on that switch and cause all the flames to show up, for me personally, the first time I hit that switch and caused all those blades to activate, that was a pretty good oh shit moment for me. It was very effective. What did you guys think of it the first time you saw it? And I don't think I've asked anybody what they think or what they prefer, the 96 version of this level or the anniversary. I actually do prefer the anniversary version, just because of those environmental hazards like the blades in the wall, or the bottomless pits with the, you know, the walls that try to crush you and shit like that. I think that's pretty cool. I'm a fan of those. Now we can get these little pieces picked up and get the fuck out of here. I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy this level, but I'm always grateful when it's over, just because of it's pretty problematic for me. You know, these stupid deaths that you guys are seeing, that's not unusual for me on this level. I don't think I've ever played this particular level and not died once. Not even in a time trial, you know. I always have at least one death. There it is. You see the fucking brightness? Look at that shit. Did you see how that changed? That is just silly. I have no idea why that happens. It never actually happened until the last time I played this game, and that's the first time I saw it. But yeah, to get rid of it though, just dive under the water, and when you pop back up, okay, well, it's still a little bit bright right there. The last time I played this game, as soon as I came up above the water, it was back to normal. Where the fuck is our... Alright, we gotta go back up though, so we gotta get some air, so... God, that just... Why does that happen? You know? What the fuck, man? Always something with this PlayStation 3 version. Always something new. And there's items in these little nooks. There's a couple of them. I think there's a small med pack and maybe some shotgun shells. I'm not terribly worried about those at the moment, though, but they are there if you've never played this game and are using this series as a walkthrough of sorts. Now, you see the brightness is back to normal. And actually, after I flip this switch, we'll go back out to the obelisk area and see if it's back to normal out there as well. That's a strange one, man. I can't understand why that happens. I mean, I know I'm not a dev and I'm not in the know about technicalities of making a game and transferring an older game into a newer console version and shit like that, but that's a strange one. Especially since I never saw it before a couple of weeks ago, which is the last time that I played this game on the PlayStation 3. You know, the aborted attempt at a Let's Play. Yeah, back to normal. Fucking weird, man. But yeah, that was the glitch that I was talking about in the beginning of the episode. And this is another, well, obviously a damn good example of how everything ties in together, because now we're back in the Temple of Khamoon. And I'm going the wrong way. This is the way I want to go. The other glitch, the boss freezing glitch, I'm kind of starting to wonder if we're actually going to see that now or not. The first time I saw it, it happened on the T-Rex. And the second time was the centaurs in the, or minotaurs, or whatever the fuck they are, in the Temple of Khamoon, or not the Temple of Khamoon, but the Tomb of Tehokan. My bad. And then every playthrough after that, it was always just on the T-Rex. And that time when it was on those guys, the Minotaur, or whatever the fuck he is. Oh my goodness. Get out of the water. Everybody out of the pool! But the time when it was on the Minotaur bosses from the Tomb of Tehokan, I did not see it on the T-Rex. So now that we haven't seen it on the T-Rex or the Minotaurs on this playthrough, I'm kind of curious if we're ever going to see it at all. Because there's only 2 more bosses left to go. Not that I want to show it off or want it to happen or anything like that. It's a little bit confusing for me because you always think, well, I at least always think like, holy shit, the game froze up on me. Now I got to do everything all over again. Because that's never fun, you know? It's never a good time when that happens. But at any rate, we have unlocked character bios and art galleries and have completed the Obelisk of Khamoon. Thank you all for watching episode... whatever number this is. I forget right off the top of my head. Anyways, you've been great. I've been Winter, and I'll see you back here on the next episode of Tomb Raider Anniversary. Everybody take care out there.